What would you do if someone accidentally left a suitcase in your taxi? And when you opened it, there was no money, no clothes, just hundreds of old photographs of people you'd never seen before. Taxi driver Ethan thought it was just another forgotten bag. But by the end of that week, he would discover a secret that had been hidden for over 40 years. If you enjoy emotional stories with unexpected endings, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more inspiring tales every week. Now, let's begin. 35-year-old Ethan had been driving a taxi for nearly 10 years. He had seen everything: people rushing to airports, couples arguing, children falling asleep in the back seat, and more forgotten phones and umbrellas than he could count. But one rainy Friday evening, after dropping off his last passenger, he noticed an old brown suitcase on the back seat. He called out, but the passenger had already disappeared into the crowd. Back at the taxi station, Ethan unlocked the suitcase, hoping to find some identification. Instead, he found hundreds of carefully organized photographs. Some were black and white. Others were faded with age. Every picture captured ordinary people laughing, celebrating birthdays, getting married, holding newborn babies, or simply smiling at the camera. There wasn't a single note explaining who they were. Only one small envelope. Inside was a handwritten card. If you're reading this, please don't throw these memories away. There was also an address. The next morning, Ethan drove to the address. It led him to a quiet retirement home. A nurse smiled sadly when she saw the suitcase. "You must be looking for Mr. Bennett." She explained that the elderly man had Alzheimer's disease and often became confused. Ethan followed her to a small room. An old man sat quietly by the window. When he saw the suitcase, his eyes lit up. "My photographs," he whispered. Ethan handed it to him. Mr. Bennett carefully opened it and gently picked up the first picture. He smiled. "That's my first wedding assignment." Ethan looked surprised. "You were a photographer." "For almost 50 years. Mr. Bennett nodded proudly. "I wasn't famous. I didn't photograph celebrities. I photographed ordinary people living extraordinary lives." He picked up another picture. "This little girl is probably a grandmother now." Another photograph. "This couple celebrated 60 years together." Then another. "I promised every family I'd keep copies of their happiest moments." Ethan listened quietly. Mr. Bennett sighed. "Now, I can't remember most of their names." The room fell silent. For the first time, Ethan realized what Alzheimer's had taken from the old man. Not just memories, an entire lifetime. Before leaving, Ethan asked one question. "Why were you carrying all these photographs?" Mr. Bennett smiled softly. "I wanted to return them. I know my memory is disappearing. But maybe their memories don't have to." Those words stayed with Ethan. Over the next several months, he spent every weekend scanning the photographs. He posted them online with short descriptions and dates. At first, almost nobody responded. Then something incredible happened. One family recognized their grandparents. Another found the only surviving wedding photograph they had ever seen. A woman cried after discovering the last picture of her late father, holding her as a baby. Hundreds of families began contacting Ethan. One by one, the photographs found their way home. Local newspapers shared the story. Volunteers offered to help. Soon, thousands of forgotten memories had been reunited with the people who treasured them most. Mr. Bennett's health continued to decline. But every time Ethan visited, he brought letters from grateful families. The old photographer smiled each time. Even when he no longer remembered Ethan's name, he always remembered to ask, "Did another picture find its home?" A year later, Mr. Bennett peacefully passed away. At his memorial service, dozens of families arrived carrying framed photographs he had taken decades earlier. Many had never met each other, yet they were connected by one man who believed every ordinary moment deserved to be remembered. As Ethan looked around the room filled with smiling faces and treasured memories, he realized something. Sometimes the greatest legacy isn't measured by money or fame. It's measured by the moments we preserve and the lives we touch without ever knowing it. If this story moved you, leave A in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who believes every memory matters. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next story.